Oh, hey.
Hi.
You know, the funny thing is, we get to see the intro, we don't get to hear the music. So Chris is over here. So,
Hi.
Hey, it's PDQ A. I'm Lex.
I'm Chris.
PDQ.com. Guys, throw down. Let's see if you can stump the chumps, and we'll drink every time we feel like it. So
Yeah.
let's hit it.
Okay, well, let's bring it on. I shouldn't say that.
Bring it on.
I'm scared.
Bring on the drinks.
I'm scared. Oh, that too.
You should be.
All right, we're going right in.
Are we? Okay.
Question.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Dear Lex and Chris, recently we upgraded to a site license, wondering if there is a script or silent parameters that can be run to quickly point all my text to our PDQ Central server and update licensing. Might be handy for when our license updates next year. Thanks, Jim H.
Yes. Thank you. Hi, Jim.
Was that yes to the answer, or yes, I'm reading the question?
Yes, I've had scotch. I believe you can. If I recall, there is a link somewhere on our website for this. I'm hoping that Colby here on Phone a Friend will be able to help us out here.
Yep, I posted it in the chat, and I'm adding it to bonus content.
Thank you so much.
Sure. So is that basically a PowerShell write to the database to get that in there, or what exactly happens with that?
There is PowerShell involved, but it's more with the registry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So on our installer, it accepts /s for silent, but then you have to put the license and set up the mode in the registry.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, easy peasy.
Score 1 for Colby.
Oh, yeah. Registry. PowerShell. That's always the answer. I mean, not registry, but PowerShell.
Let's do it.
Dear Lex and Chris, when 17? You know what? LOL. Michael S.
I'm way past 17. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm at least at 17.2.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you want me to I'll
You
give this.
do it. This is yours, my friend.
I'm going to take this. So, yeah. Once upon a time, there was Inventory 17, I'm guessing you're referring to. That is upcoming. Right now, we have had to switch gears a little bit. We're actually trying to work out a few kinks that we've discovered to make sure that we have wonderful compatibility and wonderful performance between both deploy and inventory, which has kind of caused a little bit of delay with Inventory 17, but that is very, 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 very shortly around the corner. So you should see that very soon. I can't give you any hard dates because I don't know them exactly. We have these, see, if you imagine in the air here, like a kink, did you see that? Yeah, kink. That's one that we still have that we're working through. And as soon as we can just unkink that, we can release. And the likelihood is you're going to probably see deploy have a point release before Inventory 17 here in the near future. But again, no promises. But
Once again, though, when that deploy comes out, grab that, because it does make those two guys play good together.
Exactly. And we're going to try and release those, a point release to deploy 17 and Inventory 17 close together so that you guys have a wonderful experience. But just look forward to that. It's just around the corner, I promise. Good question, though.
Dear Lex and Chris, does PDQ have any future plans to offer mini online coursework modules, something like PDQ Virtual Academy? I know I should be teaching myself, but it's hard when my email, phone, and radio are melting. Sincerely, Jack S.
What a world!
Hey.
What a world!
Well, I don't know if we're gonna. This is gonna be accredited through Harvard School of Vacuuming. I don't know.
And scotch.
And some scotch. Here, the best place to go for this kind of stuff is our YouTube channel, guys.
Yeah.
The great thing here is you can type in pretty much whatever you want.
Wait a minute. I think I have a thought.
Here it is. Here it comes. Don't type
Okay.
in corgi. There is no corgi in that.
So say I wanted to learn about custom tools.
Yes.
Do we have videos for that?
Absolutely. Custom tools. Now, again, the search here, right in this area, let's see if I can actually do the highlighter today. Score. Right there, we'll just search our site for you. So custom tools, again, I want you guys to know when we make these videos, Jake's he's like cracking the whip on me, like that's too long. Keep them short. These guys don't have enough time
It's true.
to watch super long videos. So like
That being
one
said,
right
we
there.
still want to get, we want to get the point across.
Right.
Yeah,
Just not
absolutely.
drag it out.
But here's the thing. I mean, you guys are busy. I've been a sysadmin. There's never 30 minutes in your day that you don't get interrupted with hey, you got a minute. So
Yeah, we keep them brief.
Two.
Lex is really good at keeping them Short and sweet.
Short and
Yeah,
sweet.
and don't worry, the whip's not very long. It's only like 9 feet, so that's cracking of it.
And then the other thing to keep it really entertaining, if you squint really hard and imagine your favorite celebrity, I look just like him. The other day, I looked like Beyonce.
If by squint really hard you mean close your eyes, got it.
That's it. Pretty much. That's how hard you got to squint.
I do want to call it, though, for those who are watching, though, like, if there's something that you search here and you don't find a topic that you are satisfied with, or it's like, oh, I don't know how to do this, but there's no topic, let us know. Reach out to us. We love making content for you.
Absolutely.
Right? So-
Absolutely.
It's the truth.
And if you want to see someone other than me, too bad. Just kidding me.
Or just mention the word PowerShell.
Yeah, there you go. And then you don't have to see me in it. So. That's the place to go for that.
Okay, next question, guys.
Dear Corgi Brothers, is there any way to filter by more than one item on inventory? For example, when I filter by OS, I can't select 10 and 7 at the same time. Sincerely, Brian, uppercase G.
So when you say...
I'm a little bit lost.
If you're-
I think you can.
Yeah, so if you're on screen, man, I really wanted to say that someday with like the Star Trek things.
On screen, Scotty, are you trying to get them to switch it over so they can see what you're doing?
Yeah, you're probably trying to do this, is my guess, and in which case you're probably not going to have the best of luck, since obviously we can't do multi-select here. That is an interesting question, because I believe the controls themselves might allow multi-select, but I'm curious if that's what you're looking to do. But if it's not, or if you're at least you're okay with doing something like a dynamic collection, yeah,
That's where I would go, yeah.
you can do that, and you might be able to create a couple different filters here where you might want to change this to any, because
You definitely would
any
need
of
to change
them,
that, yep.
and have where the computer operating system in this case was 7 or 10.
That any is basically an or in that statement.
Yeah.
It is either this or this.
Right, and so just to reiterate that, this is and or, if you think of it that way logically. And value 7, value 10, and
Wow,
when
you actually
7 and
named it. I would
10.
have launched it and then we had to go rename it after the fact, but
I know, I'm cool that way.
I gotta
So check it
admit,
out.
hey, there it is, right there.
Yep.
We got 7.
And 10. Perfect score golf. Yeah, I don't know what I mean by
Perfect
that.
score in golf.
I don't know what I meant by
7
that.
and 10.
I-
That's what that's what I shoot on a par 3. 10 and then 7 more putts.
You can tell how much I've played golf. I mean, I've played mini golf. That's about it. Yes.
What did you shoot on that, Lex? Gentleman's 8. That was a par 3. I know, gentleman's 8.
Sounds like English, I think, but I have no idea what we're saying. Good question, though.
Valerie B would like to know, she says Q2, but I don't know if she means
Quarter
second
two?
quarter or... Anyway.
Corgi with a Q?
I still thought we were in the first quarter of the game here. After last week's amazing webcast, I have created my Office 2019 package. I said property nerd blah blah blah, but this doesn't seem to be happening. I can't really decipher anything from the logs to find out what is blocking this. Suggestions for hunting down the fix? Sincerely, the lovely Valerie B.
Hi.
Hey, I got to read the blah blah, the nerd
Yeah.
part.
Well, while he's reading the blah blah, my first thought, and I will preface this by saying I have not done anything with Office for so long. That's why the webcasts about Office don't include me. First and foremost, is the word true here for the value case sensitive? Is it something else? Can you use the value 1 instead of true? Is there? I'm grasping straws here.
This
I
is
don't
what
know.
you're doing. Swinging in the dark, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's
Honestly,
spray
I
and
think
pray.
Colby, is Brig or anybody chimed in on this one?
Oh.
I don't see anything yet. No.
Nothing yet? Okay. Well, this is definitely a Brig, I would say.
Oh.
Be the guy to ask this one. So maybe Brig, if you get a chance, pipe up and we'll put it in bonus content.
Yeah, if not, I mean, I'm kind of curious to look into that myself now. If you're having problems with it, is this across the board? Is this just one machine? Is it a file that you're upgrading, or just
Chris?
upgrading?
We don't know. We have to drink
Okay.
it, all right?
Cheers.
There you go.
Come
All right.
by.
Yep, we're good.
Dear Lex and Chris, is there a way to create a tool that runs under the current logged on user? For example, I would like to be able to run gpresult -r for the current user, but it needs to run with admin privileges to get all the results. Sincerely, Brad M.
Let me think about that
Do I
for a
look smart?
second.
Because I don't know the answer. I'm just going to sit here pondering.
Well, okay, my first initial instinct here is to say,
No.
I'm not sure. I mean,
Okay.
deploy can run as the logged on user, so I might, without having to spend too much brain power because I'm short on that, I would go to deploy and create a package with this to run as the logged in user. My next thought would be psexec. I think it has a switch for interactive, which is supposed to interact with the user. I just don't know if it impersonates the user.
I
don't
guess
recall.
with a tool, you're trying to get the information back. Because, if you're running a tool, generally you either want the information
Right.
back or you want... I'm stumped again.
Do you have any thoughts?
Any thoughts?
Colby?
Katie posted something in our internal chat. She said that you can give users permission to be able to see everything from GP result.
Oh, is this like a GPO thing that you can set? Or excuse me, like that you can
Would you
apply?
set... I guess the question is, would you have to set that in group policy so they can see the results?
Yeah, it looks like it's delegation. I'll see if I can post this to the chat.
Cool, awesome. That's something I would learn. I did not know that.
I love having all those intelligent people behind the scenes
Yeah.
answering the questions properly.
Yeah. Answer a question we didn't have to.
I think we need to move on because I don't know.
Dear Lex and Chris, can you explain the differences of running a command line PowerShell scripts from Deploy and Inventory? Build on Brad's question, current user registry settings are tough to grab with PDQ because we need it ran in current user context. Can we make it happen? Show me, please. Jason A.
Hello there. Hi.
What? That's just like that laugh like you already know the answer.
I do, but you're not going to like it maybe, or at least you shouldn't like it. If you do like it, you might want to consider disliking it because you shouldn't like this. Follow that logic.
Yeah,
so
good luck. Okay.
essentially, every user profile on Windows, the registry information is stored on the profile itself inside the user's directory. So if I want to go to Chris.Powell, hey, I know that guy, or who are we logged in as, Quintana?
Quintana Hamp.
Are we showing all the things?
We are not showing all the things.
I want to show all the things so we can see.
Oh, maybe we are.
Well, no. I want to uncheck this
You want
to
system
show
files or?
all of them.
Okay.
Because I want to see this, ntuser.dat.
Dat, yeah.
So this is what this is. It loads this when a user logs in. So if I log out of Quintana and I log in as me, it'll load my ntuser.dat. That's where all my registry for the current user is stored. It's actually just stored in the HQ users hive. The current user is actually just kind of a reference, pointing to that.
To that, yeah.
So what you can do, and again, this is fraught with many a failure in many circumstances, you can load that individually with a reg load command. So if I was to run the command here, I'm going to try and center this here. Yeah. And maybe I'll zoom in.
Corgis are awesome. Really, you did get a hold of this machine, didn't you?
Oh my goodness. I forgot about that. That's great. Okay, I can pull that down. Let's see. All right.
Mo better.
Cool. If you look at the help in the reg command, you're going to see that there's load and unload here. You can find more information about that. I also have a blog about this where you can actually go through and load any registry that's not currently loaded, because if you log into a computer but then log out before the machine's rebooted, it stays loaded, blah, blah, blah.
What happens when you load that?
It loads that ntuser.dat into memory, and so it stays...
Okay, so you can read it from memory, but it's not altering what's going on at the time.
Correct. However,
Okay.
if you mess something up in there, and the user
bad
goes to log in
stuff.
next time, they're going to have a bad time.
Like corrupt data
Yeah.
file?
Like, have you ever seen that? Hey, I've logged on to a temporary profile. Blah blah blah. That can be a symptom. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen if you are not careful, but it can work. So there is a blog that I did write about this for modifying the user's hive inside the registry using, of course, PowerShell. You can use command prompt, but who's going to do that? Yeah, check that out. I don't know if we can get that posted in the bonus content, but I do have that. And reg load and reg unload are the commands that you are looking for.
Just remember, man, use at your own risk.
Yes. That is. Can't
Say it
stress that
twice.
enough.
Use at your own risk.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, good question though.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Dear Shane and Lex, is it possible to auto-deploy a custom package to an ADOU? Sincerely, Thomas T.
AKA Chris.
Hey. What are your thoughts?
What is it? Auto deploy? Yes, auto deployment. I guess scheduling. You can
Yes.
schedule a package.
That would be my first thought.
Definitely. To an ADOU, it has to be computer OU because you deploy to computers, not people. So
Yep.
those are my two caveats on that, and I would say, sure.
Yeah, in fact, I think we have a webcast or something about fog and our products that kind of show that in action.
So right-click here, I'm going to go to Schedule. So there's my auto deployment, right?
Yeah.
Targets, I would go to Link to Active Directory. Select from here. Computers. If I look at program data, I've got nothing there because computers don't exist
Right.
in there. So make sure you're grabbing something that computers actually exist in.
Yes,
Yeah.
and go from there. So I do have a thought though. Say you do pick something. So say we do computers, right? We're picking this. It's going to pull from this. Two thoughts. Wow, that's four. Two thoughts. Maths are hard. That I have about this.
I am taking your drink after you're done with
should.
it. So.
Dizzy stars. If you're going to do it on a schedule, fantastic. Define your triggers here. If you're going to do it
Absolutely.
once every Saturday, fantastic. If you want it done on demand when something gets brought into it, you're going to want to do a little more finagling. So for example, heartbeat, fantastic. Something comes on, boom, we fire off that schedule. You also can set something if you want outside of the UI interface. We do have the ability to trigger a schedule from our command line utilities. So you
that's
can
right.
trigger a
That's
schedule
correct,
from
yeah.
that. And so if you have, say for example, you have your imaging system that kicks off and does all the things and sets up your machine, and you want to trigger a schedule against this machine, boo, you can have it kick off a schedule that targets this machine in this OU after you move it there. So, and then after it's done, you can move it out of the U saying, hey, I'm done.
Oh, well.
So there's a couple different ideas here that I would have with that. If that solves them, great.
Absolutely. And again, what I was trying to pull up was just the commands when you run PDQ, so you can see.
Oh, yeah, I still have that PowerShell window open.
PowerShell, okay,
Let's pull it
perfect.
back open.
Yeah, you have to run the window as admin, otherwise it'll pop up.
Do
and go away.
exactly what I did. Yep, that's why I was going for that other command prompt. So
For example,
Thank you.
PDQ Deploy, help. And you're going to see here that the one I'm talking about is Start Schedule. If you can see that, yep, okay. And you can get the schedule IDs from this. So if I want to do PDQ Deploy, whoop, not focused. Hello.
focus, Chris.
Where's my mouse? No. PDQ Deploy, get schedules. It's not case sensitive. There's one schedule called Chrome, and it is ID 5. And this is something to point out because I believe, if I recall correctly, the start schedule command is based off the ID. And,
Integer,
yep. Oh, it's help start schedule. Wow. Shows how often I use this. So help start schedule uses the integer of the schedule ID. So I could kick off that schedule by saying start schedule.
Don't do that. I built that
5.
yesterday, and I don't want Chrome going out.
Not so good?
I like a nice dirty lab. I can show all kinds of stuff. So
All right.
yeah, don't do that.
Okay. But you can do it outside the UI.
Absolutely.
Hooray. Good question.
Dear Lex and Chris, since Java Runtime Environment is no longer free for commercial use, will PDQ stop updating the Java packages in the package library? Also, does PDQ offer a different JRE package in the package library, such as Corretto? Thanks, Joshua Tree L.
Wow, that takes me back to an album.
Me and you two should know the answer to this.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
I caught it. I'm happy.
Yes and no, or no and yes.
Yes. So short answer is, as long as Oracle continues to provide them for us and we are under their license agreement able to provide them, yes. And as for Corretto, I believe, Colby, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're currently researching this and how to...
I actually been working with one of the crew to do Corretto because one of my customers was like, hey,
wonderful.
I need Corretto, we're using this, can you do it? And so far it looks really, really good. They're still testing it. There are some things in regards to that with, setting up environment variables. They got to jump that hurdle, guys, so we make it so that everybody can use it. So that's what they're working on right now.
That's Amazon Corretto, right? Just for those who
that
don't
is
know.
Amazon Corretto, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Fantastic.
Colby, anything to add to that, or did I actually?
Nope, you nailed it.
Cool.
Hey,
All right.
fist pump. Oh, fist bump, too, okay.
Hi, everybody.
This question might be something for Chris. I have to set up several clients for the kiosk mode assigned access. I have to give the assigned access to a UWP app we developed in-house. The UWP app is sideloaded and not in the central system app repository. The UWP app has to be sideloaded as a newly generated local user. How do I install / sideload a UWP app as a local admin for another user? Thank you, Christian M.
No, I'll high five you in a second. I have a question.
Oh, okay.
What is side loading?
Putting onto a system outside the normal means.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Yeah.
I actually knew that, but thank you.
Yes.
All right. So now I'll high five you.
Okay. So we're talking about like the Windows Store stuff, like is what I'm assuming here, and you're side loading it because you've created this new using the UWP. I forget what that stands for. Do you remember?
Universal Windows Platform, I think.
I think that's what it stands for. Yeah. Which case the deployment of that is, as you mentioned, with via new user, or it's the what is it called? The Apex packages, right? And if I recall correctly, and wow, someone's going to point me out that I'm wrong. Please point me out that I'm wrong. This is a good question on the spot because now I'm sweating. But if you use the Apex packages in the Apex package, what are they called? Providers? Shoot. You can put that on. Basically, load the what is that called? I don't remember what that's called. Wow, that's going to bother me until I go look this up.
You know what's going to happen after the show? He's going to be like, "Oh yeah, it's."
You think he's joking? He's
No,
not.
it's insane. It's amazing.
But there's two settings. You can install the Apex package individually, or you can install it for the machine for all new users that come on. And if you want to do that for all new users that come on, it's the Apex package provision package. There we go. Wow, memory's hard. So the Apex provisioned package in PowerShell, there's a command for that to install those or configure those. You can remove them, you can add them.
You guys, this is really how Chris's mind works every day. He'll be like, "Oh yeah,
That's the thing.
I got it."
I do not know off the top of my head here clearly how to do that. I know that Jordan, who often does the PowerShell webcast with me, he's done a lot more of that than I have. Feel free to reach out to us, and maybe that might be a good blog, because typically the blogs I think that even Jordan wrote in the past was, how do I get rid of those programs because we have those silly programs I don't want, like Zune or whatever. Because hey, who remembers Zune? High five.
Yeah, I do.
Zune?
Yep.
Zune?
I loved my Zune when I was 15.
Say no when you were 15.
But
I'll high five you so you're not left hanging. Just kidding. All right, let's go. Oh.
I know that doesn't quite answer the question, but seriously, reach out to us and or something.
Chris is going to do the research after. I
Yeah,
just
I'm
know
curious
how his
now.
mind works.
I'll drink.
Dear Chris and Lex, in inventory, where does the info for uptime come from? I've noticed that from time to time, this is drastically off from the uptime shown in Task Manager. Thanks, Matt Zzz.
Matt, zzz.
Stop sleeping, Matt.
Wake up, buddy. Hey, okay, first and foremost, your inventory data is only as good as your last scan. So, I run a scan 2 days, it runs a scan normally every 7 days, right? So, Chris's machine is, you're going to pull that up.
Yes.
So, Chris's machine shows it's been up for 300 days. And I'm like, ugh. But Chris, in the meantime, has gone and rebooted his machine 2 days after my scan. I'm still showing that he hasn't rebooted.
Typical Chris.
Typical Chris. Now, two things. One, that is the computer info scan, is where you get that.
Okay, and that is in the standard scan profile.
It is in the standard scan profile, and you can select that individually. The other thing you can do, if you are running say a reboot or any of your packages, you can go and add a scan step to get that information. So I'm going to go in here, and I will add a new step, a scan step. And let's put that at the beginning of this. Let's say I happen to have a reboot in here, and the reboot should only work if it runs. But there we go. It will update that machine when this package kicks off. It'll do the scan, and then obviously, let's say I didn't want to install Flash on any machine that has not a member of. I wonder if my uptime 14 exists.
We're about to find out.
Could it be?
Suspense is
There it is.
killing me.
Uptime 14.
Right.
Boom. So that basically, I just built and I did this yesterday, guys. I built all right, Uptime 14.
Sorry, we have a modal window up with the scan
Oh
profiles.
man, there it is.
Reasons.
I just
Reasons.
like clicking, man. I'm just going to click till something happens.
I'm a hotkey
click,
person.
click, click,
I close, escape.
So again, I'm just looking at machines that have uptime greater than 14 days, and that will update that for you. So if you were to say like run a reboot script, I would definitely run the scan prior to running the reboot and put the condition on it. So
Yes, and the scan step is what really allows you to do this, because we have the global option of scan after deployment that's available, but what good does that do you after the deployment if you want to do it for that deployment. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, Wayne's World. All right, I am definitely not saving that because it has no reason to be saved like that. So don't touch the
I know.
keyboard.
I keep mouse. Who uses a mouse?
Clicky, click, click it and click. All right.
Also, there is a fix for uptime in the current release of inventory, so make sure you are on 16.6.
There you
Sorry.
go. What he said.
Yeah.
Not yet. Okay, now. I always
That was-
wanted to do that. I always
Dude,
wanted to do that.
that was just cold.
On
That
screen.
was
That
cold.
was cold, man.
Dear Lex and Chris, I am working on having users back up their desktop and document folders to OneDrive. Is there an hey now?
I'm sorry.
Is,
Having users do it. That just makes me laugh. Okay.
you said users and do it in a sentence. Is there an easy way within inventory that would show whose folders have been redirected to OneDrive? For example, see users Bob desktop to see users Bob OneDrive, site name / desktop. Sincerely, Jeremy, not named after the Pearl Jam song, Oh.
Way to derail me.
Derailed. Yeah, I was going to say
Well done.
I was there and then gone. All
I'll
right.
drink to that because I'm still thinking.
We're out of control, guys.
Absolutely.
We are. I am not super familiar with OneDrive. My one experience with OneDrive was to try to use their enterprise edition of it, and many expletives later and frustrations aplenty. I decided to abandon it, so I'm not as familiar with it as I wish I was. Is that information? Do you guys know? Is that information stored anywhere that's easily accessible for where it does redirect to?
I love the fact that if you gave me 15 minutes, I'd have an answer, but on the spot, I'm like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I honestly don't know here on the spot.
I think you can get the information. The places I would start looking. Okay, how about that? Places I'd start looking. First, I'd look at, can I WMI query that?
Or registry. I mean,
Or
my first
registry,
thing.
the
Yeah,
two.
but yeah.
Registry and WMI. Yeah, that's where I'd start. I mean, Colby, we're looking
Do you
at you,
know?
man.
Yeah, I don't know how OneDrive does it, but if it's a symlink, I think you might be able to pick that up with a file scanner.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh, maybe. If not, file scanner. You could do some weird PowerShell, at least identify them and grab the data, export it. It gets wacky really fast. I take it back. Don't do that. Don't.
All right, we're gonna grab our glasses and
Yeah.
say, not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure we can figure it out here in a little bit of time. A little more time than we have, actually.
Indeed. I wish I knew the question.
Dear Lex and Chris, I'd like to use PDQ for Firefox patch management, which is basically just installing the new version each time, right? Doing that is breaking the existing Firefox shortcut for users. Can you offer any tips to make this work? Computers are only on during the day, so I can't just uninstall the browser first as they might be using it. Thanks, Kevin R.
Right. Sorry. Yep. Thoughts. My first question is, what do you mean breaking the
Yeah.
existing shortcut? Is it point to a new directory? Does it point to a different, a no longer existing file? Maybe I'm not as familiar with Firefox as I used to be once upon a time, but when you do install it, does it, I can't recall, does it store into a temporary location while it has the browser open, then closed? It kind of does that when next time you open it, it kind of copies it over the existing one. Is that what happens? Do you know?
I think so. I think it does the same as Chrome.
In which case, if it does that, the shortcut wouldn't matter so long as they close and reopen it.
Yeah.
Right? That's my first thought.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. That's the
Right.
thing. So if you're chasing the problem of why is the shortcut broken, I mean,
Well, it is until they restart.
well, okay, that is, but once you shut it down, which is just what you said, once they shut it and bring it up, it should be fine.
The other,
We need some more info on that, really.
indeed. If you need to have it done ASAP, like even with users who, oh my goodness, leave their browser open, who does that? You
Task kill.
Well, even aside from that, but yes,
Yeah,
that would be my answer.
That's the
actually.
way I do it.
But
Okay.
even aside from that, you can go navigate into the directory structure and actually find out where that is, and use something like a batch file, weird, or PowerShell, great, and go identify what it is that you need.
Okay, time out. You're doing it nice. Okay? The short answer, task kill that thing. All right? They'll be like, installs on top of it, and it should be fine.
But again, yes,
You're going to get phone calls.
Yes,
but,
you are.
I mean,
But I am-
just unplug your phone. There you go.
But I am curious to know what you mean by broken in this case, because if it is that temporary, that problem where it points to the old one until it rewrites itself after the relaunch of Firefox. Because I know with Quantum, some things changed. Firefox Quantum, I forget what version that was, like 64 or something. Once that happened, I don't know if there's anything different. Maybe it is different than I remember, but if it is different, reach out to us. I'm curious.
Well, he said, but again, full contact IT. Task kill that stuff, man.
Alternatively,
And then when they call you, like, what? There's a problem? Try it again. And then it'll be fine. So.
well, even not short of that, full contact IT, if it is truly broken for reasons, you can create a shortcut. You can create a shortcut file, whether you're using PowerShell or something, which ends up using the VB script stuff. But anyway, you can create a shortcut. I think we have a blog on that. If we don't reach out, I will create one. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Look at that. That's a promise.
But that's complex, my friend.
No. He's gay.
All right, guys,
4
we
lines.
are over 30, and we still have quite a few questions,
sorry.
so we are going to do a speed round.
Speed round. Okay, we got a minute.
Okay. To win it?
We cannot go down the rabbit hole.
I'll try.
Quick
I will
answers.
so try.
Quick answers.
Here we go.
Yeah, good luck with that, guys. Really.
Okay, fists. We're ready for this.
Dear Lex and Chris, is it possible to only get an email for failure if it is a specific error, not computer offline, etc., such as only could not connect to Service Manager? Thanks, Jason. Aw.
I don't know of a way.
I'm going to go with no. Short answer right now, not that I'm aware of.
Unless, okay, so are we talking about...
You got a minute,
I know,
man.
okay, minute. Here we go. I'm going to talk really fast. With this, if you're doing a deployment, if you wrap it in PowerShell and you can wrap those errors and do some error handling, yeah, absolutely. Then you can use send message, send your email, and pew, there it goes. But within our notification stuff, I'm not entirely sure. Do you know of a way, Colby?
No.
You got
Okay, done.
You're going with no on that. Okay.
PowerShell, send message, yeah. Or send mail message or whatever it is.
Next question. Chris, next question.
Dear Lex and Chris, I have a few disconnected sites that utilize PDQ Deploy and Inventory. What is the recommended way to merge these databases into one central database for report purposes? Sincerely, Guy J.
Hey, Guy.
Hi, Guy. Do we have a
Merge
recommended way?
databases?
Do we have a recommended way? I don't know that we have a recommended way.
I got a one-word answer for that. No. I don't think there's a recommended way.
No. Colby, do we have a recommended way?
I think there's a knowledge-based article. I'm looking it up right now.
Really? Somebody wrote that?
Okay, because I know you
Because
can
what I'm
take...
picturing in my mind is a bunch of database statements merging stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we have constraints in place inside the database so that you're not going to, like, add an ID that already exists and, oh my goodness, but at the same time, my first thought is to export and then import into the new one. Export from old one, import new one. Export old one, import new one, rinse, repeat, and go. But if there's a KB that's a little less...
Vague?
well, and or fun...
Okay, fine.
than the one I'm just saying, then I'm hoping Colby can post that into the chat and to the bonus content. But short of that, if you're talking about taking the straight SQLite databases, just go point here, magic happen.
Merge.
No,
Yeah.
not that I'm aware of. And if there is, fantastic. Someone let us know. I'd like to know, but I don't know of a way.
Yeah.
So
Hey, you did that in 52 seconds. I'm timing these.
I love you keeping track.
And here we go again. Is there a way to update a custom field or build a report on the results of a WMIC application list output using WMIC product get name? Thank you, Billy Z.
Yes, and no. Well, yes.
Okay, yes.
Short answer, yes. You can use PowerShell. I don't recommend using WMIC, generally speaking, but you can to get that information. But PowerShell is just more rich and wonderful, and you can get the objects, but you can take the results of, not WMIC, but either if you're on an old system, get WMI object, or if you're on a newer system, get sim instance, and use the data that you get from that, save that to a file. You can then, save it to a CSV
file, yes.
and then use that for the import custom fields wizard, which does have a command line interface here. If I go to the help, PDQ inventory help.
Keep going. You're gonna make it.
Right here.
There you go.
Import custom fields. Yeah. So there is that. You can use. We have a blog about that. I think even I have a blog about that. Check it out.
That was impressive, Chris.
Thank you.
Wow, you talk really fast. And you got the message across. Nicely done. Okay, ready? We're going to see the second hand?
Yeah.
Over here.
question.
Okay, hit it. All right.
Dear Lex and Chris, is there a way to make a custom field automatically update based on the content of a different field, either standard or custom? I have a custom warranty status field that I'd like to update to expired when the current date custom field warranty end date passes. Thanks, Tyler R.
Tyler R. Okay, Chris, just keep your fingers there. I don't know of a way that's not PowerShell.
Okay, so with PowerShell, what you can do, it's nothing automatic unless you set up some sort of monitor, but you can do, but we're not going to get into that because that's really weird. But with that, like a fire monitor. So what you can do is just have a script running on a schedule or something, maybe once every whatever time you dictate, to go check that and update that via what I just referenced, which is the custom import custom fields command in the CLI, and you can merge the two and get that data in for updated, because you can override or even add new.
It's going to take a little bit of work. Make sure you back your database up before you do it.
Yes, please. Always a good thing. I do have that blog. Take a look at that for a good, reasonable reference. If not, reach out.
That was impressive.
All right, for this one, I'm going to give you like a minute 15 because it's long.
All right.
I have a files and directory scan that checks for a specific text file. How do I create a dynamic group in inventory to show which computers do not have the text file, hence haven't been updated? When I try it, I seem to get some computers in the group that do not have the text, or that do have the text file. I think they are added to the group because these computers also have other files and directory scans that allow the filter to be true. Help, Chad B.
Hi, Chad.
All right, so I was just checking. We don't have any file scanners, but this is going to work the same as your application scan.
Yes, it will.
So, or any others. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new dynamic collection. We're going to look for computers with any application named that contains 7-zip, 7-zip. Okay, or this file you're looking for, right? Except you're going to look for the file, right? Check it out. 7-zip. All right. Now, that finds the ones that have it. Great, that's cool. I want the reciprocal of that, so right-click on this bad boy and duplicate it. There it is. Now, what I need you to do is think of it like this, right? Okay, one-to-many relationships. This is going to take, I got to talk fast.
I'm excited.
One-to-one relationship is one computer can have one computer name. One computer can have one OS. One-to-many relationship is one computer can have many applications. One computer can have many files on it. So, you need to look at this as a container. The application name contains 7-zip. Now, if I go look at all the applications on a computer, 7-zip and Chrome. Chrome does not contain 7-zip, so it qualifies, it'll show up. So what you need to do with this container here is say, don't return me anybody from that container.
Bam!
And now if you write the word needs 7-zip on that,
Nerds.
nerds, there you go. There are all the machines that nerds 7-zip. That's how you do it. So once again, pop that up so you can see. It's right. It was right.
Oh,
Mr. Okay, here we go. Right here. Look for it and then return none of the ones that are part of this container. Think of it like a container.
right. So in your case with file and directories, file and directories name contains whatever you're looking for.
Yep.
It's the opposite. So exactly what Lex is pointing out here. The easiest way to do this is to search or create the filter for exactly what you're looking for, and then do the opposite. In which case, the group filter is the opposite. Instead of any, we do not any, right? It's logic. It's negating it.
I love how you just got excited and said exactly what I said again. Well done, Chris.
High five.
Nicely done, guys.
All right.
Nicely done.
Did we do our time? Did we do it?
No, you were way over. But all right, so we got a few more.
Okay.
Are you ready to really burn through these?
Burning.
All right,
I'm
here we
feeling
go.
the burn. Apparently
Dear-
there's penicillin for that.
Dear
burn.
Lex
Oh, no,
and
I'm
Chris, is there a way for PDQ inventory to show expiring certificates? Thank you, Lisons.
Oh, you're excited. All right.
'Kay.
I'm going to let him take this one.
Not natively, no. Short answer, no. But in PowerShell, there's a way to display the certificates because you can browse the certificate store as just any other provider like file or registry. And so, wow, this is a good question. So in this case, like here, I'm browsing C:// but I can actually change the directory to search.
I love how
yeah.
excited you are, man.
This is a good question. And so we have that where you can browse that. But the great thing is, I believe there's a parameter.
Linux, I love that LS.
I should stop using the shorthand. Get child item. And in this case, you're going to get a lot of ones here. But the wonderful thing about providers and these default commandlets, they use dynamic parameters. So notice, if you use get child item for a file system, you're not going to see stuff like expiring in days or code signing cert. Those don't exist. However, they do here. So in this case, you could do something like, whoa.
Did you sound like you're on crack?
I'm so excited. So recurse, you can get all of them. Woo! We're going to clear screen because we don't care. But with that, you can do expiring in days 0.
Have you ever thought of selling stuff online like, oh, wait, there's more? No, okay.
You could do that. Oh my goodness. All right, clear screen because reasons. Just kidding. It doesn't matter. But you can actually use that for ones that are expired and actually check that. But always look in the store that you're looking for because some do expire without really much of a care.
Basically what Chris is saying is rewatch this webcast, go to this point in time,
Pause.
and put it on slow.
Pause.
It can be done in PowerShell, and guess what? I heard there's going to be a PowerShell scanner coming out.
Possibly.
Eventually soon, maybe.
Possibly.
Everybody, you got to just witness a moment of pure unadulterated joy.
Right there. It's true. And this is a fantastic one that you can do with a script and gather that and then use the import custom file wizard thing, fun, and get it in there. But as Lex did mention, there is discussion of possibly doing this in the future natively. So look for that possibly on the horizon, as like cowboys go off into the sunset, just like that, but with scotch, because I'm out.
But wait, there's
You're
more.
not, you are
If
not
you order
getting any
now-
more, dude. You are not getting any more to drink.
That was a good question. I'm so excited.
You got 4 questions, and we have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Hit it.
Are there plans for PDQ Deploy to be able to deploy modified packages to external agents? Sincerely, Austin Groovy, baby, yeah. Powers.
Whoa, is that really? Like, really? That's great.
Mr. Powers? I was going to start doing the Austin Powers music. Possibly.
Definitely, maybe.
With a high probability of possibly.
Maybe.
It's maybe. Like right now, stuff is being investigated, and believe it or not.
We're going to go with possibly.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Good.
That was...
Dear Lex and Chris, will PDQ support token authentication in later editions? Thanks, Guy J.
I'm going to need to have you clarify what you mean by this and what you want to use with this. If you're talking about, hey, because I think in PowerShell, I can use the token authentication for doing any sort of interaction with the REST API somewhere. Sure, fantastic. But could you, I'm not quite sure what he's thinking. Do you have any thoughts, either of you?
That's pretty broad, so...
I'm not quite sure what you mean here, and I apologize for not possibly understanding the question here, but what token for what authentication? That might help us get to the point.
Yeah, send that in. We'll get you an answer for that.
Yeah.
2 more questions. This one is a long one. I'm still having issues with the inventory agent. I have it installed on about 18 devices and PCs. It currently gives me target computer offline or computer name could not be found when the devices are offline, external or internal. When I first started using the agent, it would say waiting for agent and return the requested information when the computer next came back online, external or internal. It no longer does this. Is this something the crew is currently working on? Thank you, Carrie O.
So, I'll take this a little bit. In fact, I'm actually going to, by take this, I mean I'm going to ask Colby, who is there in the trenches far more than I am.
I like it. I'm going to take it and pass it to him.
Yeah, I'm good at that. Questions about the agent, because my understanding, there are a lot of changes and there's a lot of bug fixes in some cases for the upcoming Inventory 7, but there is also news that you might find in the blog about us returning the agent into beta status because of our infrastructure has been hammered. We did not
Foresee the mass use of this.
Yes, and so short answer is we need to rethink this. But Colby, do you have anything specific to that?
I think issues like that, as they come up, we try to address them.
Yeah.
And so in 17.1, it could be better. And if it's not, please submit a ticket to support, and we'll take a look.
Thank you. Straight from the Colby's mouth.
From the Colby?
Yeah.
He's
Colby.
like the Hulk or the Spider-Man, the Colby.
The Colby.
And our final question in the speed round and of the day. In PDQ Inventory, I created a scan to know how many workstations have Office 365 installed. PDQ returned the result. I have the column with current user, but is there any way to add another column with the version of Office 365 on each workstation? Sincerely, Dominic H.
Report? Yes. I mean,
I would say, okay, I'm a little lost. I mean, if we pull just standard applications, just open any machine, and you go to applications, generally it's going to grab your version here. Does it not grab an Office 365
No,
versions?
And again, this might be my lack of understanding if Office, maybe there's some weird things there that I'm not
Yeah.
aware, but let's say Google Chrome. While I'm doing this, do you know of anything weird, Colby, with Google or Office?
365.
I think the direction they're going with this is a feature request I have seen before. I think they want to be able to add a column to the main collection page.
Okay. I wondered that.
Yeah, and that is not currently possible.
Correct. And that's exactly what you said. If you're talking about here, adding columns, no. But you can get information for creating a new report, either if you're cool and awesome like me, do a SQL report, or do a basic report.
If you're cool and awesome like me, wow, that's like a throw down, literally down.
It really is. Into the rabbit holes. You can create a couple columns here, application name, application version. Where are we at? Version.
But to get that to populate, if that's the case, on that front screen, you can't add
Correct.
columns there, sorry.
But I will show you this with Chrome, just to give you an example here. Contains Google Chrome. And I'm just going to run this report and show you that it shows, well, yeah, good, 2 different versions here. I was hoping that they weren't all the same version. So you can see the 2 different versions here in a report. So if that's sufficient for your needs, fantastic. But if you need to get it into the collection window, there is no ability to do that at this time. Unless you want to do some really weird wizardry with take what I got here in my application name and do PowerShell, yes, PowerShell, and grab that and store it in a custom field, because custom fields can be shown in the collection window. And I do want to point that out just in case you do want to go that route. So custom fields, let's say I create one with the value corgis, because reasons and science mostly. But with
Science.
with that, you're going to look into here and see
CO.
corgis.
Finally, somebody I had to help with the alphabet.
Alpha what?
Exactly.
And then corgis. Obviously, nothing's populated unless I go populate
You'd have to
it.
take that and populate that into your custom field,
Yeah,
obviously.
which would obviously be corgis are awesome. And then corgis are awesome. See, straight from the PDQ inventory mouth. Corgis are awesome. It's a proven fact. But that's kind of the only workaround that I can think
You know,
of at the
that
time.
last part doesn't count because you went past a minute.
Man.
Great. It can be done, but there's some PowerShell trickery in the background.
Yeah. So reports are the way probably that you want to look at.
So Chris, I really, really want you to blow. I want to see what your alcohol content is. We just need a straw for you, man. You drink a
Not
lot.
high enough.
Anyway, thank you guys for submitting your questions and
Yes.
dealing with the two of us.
Us.
And the nice thing is, Colby's over there to correct us when we're wrong, which is
All the
most
time.
of the time with me. So we'll catch you all later.
See you later.
Thanks for joining our webcast today. Congratulations, Carrie O. and Kevin R., winners of PDQ swag. Send us your info at webcast@pdq.com. Thanks again for joining us. Of course, if you have any additional questions, reach out to our support forums, and we'll see you back here next week.